while he was recording video downtown. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Trisha Mackey.
And I'm Rob Williams. I went out and talked with a man arrested in this video you see behind us.
So this is from yesterday afternoon when he says that he was trying to teach people about their First Amendment rights.
I try to put people on notice. I try to let people know about rights that they I try to put you on notice about rights that you may or may not know that you have. I teach people how to deal with hostile situations and how to deal with law enforcement respectfully.
People would say to you, wouldn't it have been just easier for you to just tell them your name and what you were doing there?
Absolutely.
That would have been an easier path, but why did you choose this one?
Because I like to let people know that you do have a Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your persons, papers, housing, and effects from illegal searches and seizures, because people will take advantage of you not knowing your rights.
When asked about his interaction with Cincinnati police, here's what he said. You can see in the video, bike officers rolling up to question him while he's recording.
It was horrible. I was really shocked that it even happened, because I was going to, my intention, I was eventually going to go in some of the government buildings, which is public. But to get a feel on the police, I decided to do the first one on a public sidewalk, which is traditional public forum. And police supposed to be aware of this.
I went on to ask him about recording in front of a bank and how that may have made people nervous.
Where your feelings start, my rights don't stop.
He's been to 13 separate states and done something similar to what he did here in Cincinnati this week. I asked why it's important for him to do this respectfully.
My work is intended for the younger generation. And they have a bad reputation of just being disrespectful to authority, to their elders, and to each other. So if they look up to me and they watch my videos and they think I'm, a cool guy, and they see me being nothing but respectful for everybody, they will follow path, because the youth, they mimic what they see and they repeat what they hear.
Allie Henner spoke with experts on how his arrest and how police responded.
So, Allie, what'd you learn?
This is kind of a complicated situation. I did speak with our legal expert about this. He says this is an issue of balancing one's First Amendment right to do things that are permissible under the Constitution versus violating criminal law. Now, Cincinnati police policy states that recording in public is a lawful activity and not suspicious on its own. Now, in this case, Moses was not charged for filming on a public sidewalk, filming that bank you saw in the video, but for not disclosing personal information.
Moses is charged with failure to disclose personal information, a fourth-degree misdemeanor.
To me, it's not a real obvious situation. The thing that we're missing here, we don't know what the officers knew.
Mark Crumbine, a Cincinnati defense attorney, says under the law, there are two reasons for someone to be arrested for not disclosing personal information in a public place.
One is if there's a reasonable suspicion of a criminal offense, that would be number one. And then number two, that they might be a witness to an offense, a serious offense, or an offense of violence.
Crumbine says the issue is, can police prove he was required to give his personal information?
The complaint alleges that he was inquiring about bank security. So I think that's what the police are saying, why that they had a reasonable suspicion that might be committing a criminal offense.
According to the Cincinnati Fraternal Order of Police, Moses had asked how many employees were working at the bank and where the vault was located, which made employees so worried they called 911 to have police respond. And if any officer has reasonable suspicion that a crime has been, may be, or will be committed, they have every right to identify a quote unquote suspect.
We have an individual that's filming outside of the bank across from Pyatt Park in downtown Cincinnati. So basically, legally and common sense wise, it's okay to make a video out in public. People do it millions of times a day, especially with cell phones and
Cincinnati FOP releasing a statement saying, after reviewing the video, it's clear the auditor simply bit off more than he could chew. CPD officers responded, investigated, and made an arrest that was based off of what the law says. Being a self-proclaimed First Amendment auditor doesn't insinuate you are breaking the law. It appears this auditor needs to brush up on the Constitution and the Ohio Revised Code before acting in an unlawful manner.
So Cincinnati police also are asking for the community's patience as this incident is investigated internally and by the city's Citizen Complaint Authority. Now, failure